The idea here is you don't have to memorize anything if you can just kind of sketch what you have. So if the tan of x is a negative 1/5, which quadrant will this fall in? Where does x have to fall if the tangent is negative? Second or fourth, right? It's going to be in one of those. So you can choose either one. Okay, let's say I'm letting x be a positive number to start with. So if my x is a positive number, then my angle is going to go all the way to quadrant 2. Okay, and so when I look at that, if I take the tangent of the negative of this, so if I were to take the negative of this, so I'm going to take the same angle but put it in a negative, how are these going to relate to each other? If the tangent of x up here is a negative 1 or 1.5, is quadrant 3 going to be a positive or negative tangent? A negative cosine and a negative sine gives me a tangent that is positive. So is it going to be negative 1.5? No, going to be 1.5. Okay, so you can kind of see again visually there what's going to happen with the sines. Okay, if you take your sine of x is 0.4, okay, which quadrants will this fall in? Quadrant 1 or 2 has the positive sign. So let's say I'm always going to pick so if I always pick the earliest quadrant, so I'm going to pick quadrant 1. So let's say here's my angle that has this given sign right here, positive number, 0.4. And if I take the sign of the opposite of that, so now if I take this angle, whatever this is, and I go in the opposite direction, down here, what's the relationship of these signs going to be? Are they the same or are they opposites? They're opposites, so negative 0.4 would be my solution. Does that kind of make sense? Your cosine is positive, so I'm going to use quadrant 1 first. Okay, if I want to find the cosine of the negative angle of that, so whatever this angle is, I go in the opposite direction. How do these x coordinates relate to each other? They are. So x coordinates are the same, right? So 0.1, they're both to the right, they're both positive cosines. And then finally, the last one is slightly different, but you can still solve it visually. And that is, if you know that the tangent of x equals 0, well, what would be one possible value of x? Tangent is sine over cosine. Okay, so cosine can't be 0 in that case for tangents, but sine can. So where is the sine 0? So I'll pick this point right here. Well, then if I take that angle and I add pi to it, so I get all the way over here, what's the tangent of this going to be? 0 over negative 1 is still a value of 0. And so that would be my solution for that last problem.